Hey, investor. Have you heard the phrase, you gotta run your numbers? Are you still trying to figure out what exactly does that mean? On today's Real Estate Talks with Tiffany, I'm going to show you exactly what that means. So, if you are one of my faithful listeners on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any other podcast platform, feel free to continue listening in. However, if you want to actually see the property that I am talking about, I'm sharing my screen on the version on YouTube. So go ahead, head over to YouTube and hit that like and subscribe button, and you can watch me analyze a property. Thanks for all of your support. Welcome to the Aid to Assets podcast, the ultimate podcast for aspiring real estate investors. I'm your host, Tiffany Watson. Join me as we discuss real estate investing for 9 to 5.
Like, your work ethic should never change based on the result.
You cannot put a price tag on your safety.
When you can understand the foundation and how we got here, it will give you direction on how it could potentially go.
If you want to get some real estate, the best way to get it is to start investing in real estate. And that's what I'm saying. Tax liens and tax deeds is the best way to
So we are meant to be in movement and in constant motion, in constant discovery of ourselves. And that's why we get to explore so many different things of ourselves.
This is your Aid to Assets. Okay, so we're going to do something a little different here. I am sitting here doing some analysis of the market. One of the things about having an agent that is also an investor, I'm looking for deals. So I am my first client. And so the work that I do for myself is the work that I also get to do for the clients that I get to serve. And so it's Sunday afternoon and I'm sitting here just, perusing the market, seeing what's available. And one thing that popped up for me is that there are several multifamilies listed on the market. That's how y'all know it's starting to get warm, because more properties are coming onto the market. We haven't seen this many multifamilies in a minute. However, all multifamilies are not created the same. I know you hear a lot about, you should get a multifamily, yada, yada. That's true. Cool. We all working on one. And you got to know what you're looking at with a multifamily. So I wanted to show this one really quick because why not? How do we know what's a good multifamily? Well, let's analyze it. So this multifamily is located here in Fayetteville. It's listed for $549,900. And if we go down here, so this is the MLS sheet. So this is all the good fun details that I as an agent get to see, and I'm sharing it with you all. So this is a 6-unit apartment complex. 6 units, all units are 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and it is 100% tenant occupied. So first and foremost, the cool thing about this property is that it's 100% tenant occupied. So you know that the rents are coming in. Well, you would assume that. Part of your due diligence or the time that you're going to do researching this property is making sure that the rents are up to date, looking to see what their leases are, looking to see have they been many missed payments, and how much are they actually collecting in revenue each month, therefore each year. Now, depending on the type of investor and how you feel about things, some people, they want something like this. They want a property that's fully occupied. They don't have to worry about finding tenants, marketing the property, making sure that they're getting their money. They like to inherit tenants. Other investors don't want to inherit tenants. They do not want to potentially inherit someone else's problem. There is no right or wrong because there's no guarantee that the tenants are going to be a problem. That is just something for you to consider as an investor. Do I want a property that's fully occupied? There are people already living there. That means there are leases that I have to require. That means little update needs to be done or can be done because the property's occupied. But then also, you don't know these people. So how do you feel about that? So 100% occupied. So that means that whatever the rent rolls are, whatever the rent that is being charged, that is what they are going to be paying for the time of their lease, however long that may be. So you are locked into that agreement. That's something to keep in mind. However, this tells me that the rent is around $649 to $700 per month. So first things first, around. you should know what the rents are because there's a whole rent roll. So I need to see that. So that's something that your agent will be able to get for you, is to get the rent roll and copies of the lease agreements to at least be able to see, no, what, not around specifically, what is being charged for this property. So I'm always super conservative when I'm renting. So every apartment is at $649 until I know otherwise. We're going to go with the lesser amount. So at $649 per month per apartment, like I said, there's 6 apartments, that's generating around $3,894 per month. Okay, so that's cool. Sounds cool, right? Like, okay, we got, almost 4K. But is that actually good? Is that actually good? What y'all think? Is that good? $3,894? Is that good or no? Hey y'all, Tiffany here. Are you looking to purchase or sell real estate? As you know, I'm your aide to assets, and I want to help you with all of your real estate endeavors. Whether you're local here like me in the Fayetteville, North Carolina area, I can then help you purchase or sell your next property. If you're looking to purchase or sell outside of North Carolina, let me know too. I can still help you. I have a team of agents all over the country that I can connect you with to partner on your next deal. Let's get to the closing table, y'all. We buy our way to wealth, whether that's buying right or selling better. Can't wait to hear from you. Click on the link in the bio if you want more information on how to personally work with me or an agent on my team. Talk to you soon. No, it's not. Especially not for a property that's listed at $549,900, and the revenue that it is making is $3,894. This is not good. Tiffany, why is this not good? What are you talking about? Cool. Well, one of the investment rules that, now this is just a rule, there's always an exception to every rule. Every situation and circumstance is going to be different. You have to invest based off of your numbers and your risk tolerance. That is going to be my disclaimer. The 1% rule says that 1% of the rent should be equal than or less than the purchase price in order for it to be a quote unquote good deal. This is just the start of just real quick. Do I even want to pursue this? Do I even want to engage in this anymore, give this any more of my energy, or do I want to move on to another property? So for a property listed at $549,900, in order for it to meet the 1% rule, we need to multiply that by 1%, which means that each month this property should at least be generating $5,499. $5,499. Now, as a reminder, I said conservatively, because we don't have the full numbers, that this property is currently generating $3,894. So we are short $1,605 that this property should be generating. Now, does this automatically mean this is a bad deal? No. Surprise, surprise. It doesn't. Now, me personally, I wouldn't pursue it. It's too many variables. It's too many extra things. I believe in abundance. There's another good deal for me, so it's fine. However, this is a multifamily. This is a 6-unit. The risk might be worth it. There's a couple things that you should keep in mind. One, we got to get to those rent rolls because we want to get accurate numbers. The more accurate our numbers, the better decisions that we can make. So we want to see what exactly is being paid so that way we can know the real revenue that's coming in. 2, we also want to know how long are those contracts? What are the lease terms? Because if you have 6 units and 3 of them, they're getting ready to come up on lease renewal, that means that they may already be in conversation and be locking in that rate for a whole nother year. We already know it doesn't matter where you live. If you're paying $649 in rent, you are winning. Your rent is definitely below market value. And so there is an opportunity to raise the rents. However, that's the question you have to ask yourself. Do I want to raise the rent? So A, do I want to raise the rent on these tenants? Am I legally able to raise the rent on these tenants? So what that means is, are they within the lease agreement time frame where I'm able to raise the rents on them? What are the market rents for this area? How much can I raise it to without it being a crazy increase? Because of course we want to be good landlords doing good business. And also, Then if they don't decide that they want to, either can't afford or they don't want to, you have to then go through the process of making sure they're out. So again, with tenant occupied properties, do you want to require the property to be vacant before you close? That could be a determining factor in getting your offer accepted. I literally just got off the phone with the listing agent about a different property, and she said, hey, the seller is an elder woman, and so she doesn't want any headaches. She doesn't want to deal with any of this. This is why she's selling. So the person who is going to get their offer accepted is the one that's going to be willing to either work with the tenants, that multifamily as well, the rents are way below market value. So be willing to work with the tenants to increase it and see if they're going to stay or if they're going to move, or you have to have them vacate, but you have to do that yourself. So whether that is renegotiating the lease agreements, it may even come down to evicting them. That is something that the buyer of the other property that I was talking with, they're going to have to do, because the seller is not going to do it at all. So same thing with this. You may have to evict a tenant if they can't pay the increase. Do you want to deal with that? Do you know what the rents are in the area? So real quick, we can go another one and just look to see what the rents are in the area. So what I'm going to do, and there's so many ways to do this, and there are so many apps and things like that where you can look at, but a real quick way that I do this is I just go on Zillow and I pull up the address. So this is the apartment. So, oh, look at this. According to Zillow, this is why I be telling y'all Zillow is not always accurate. This property is listed for sale on the market in the MLS. Me as an agent, I have access. Y'all seen, I just show y'all all the details to buy this house. On Zillow, it says it's not for sale. Zillow is not true, nor is it accurate. However, there are some old pictures from when it was for rent before. So this can give me a little update. So definitely some work that needs to be done in this unit, but I don't know when these pictures were taken. So who knows how up to date this is, but just a little bit more insight on what this property looks like, which is super cool. And so it looks like, let's see, it was pending a sale 2021. So these pictures are probably from 2021 when it was last purchased. So just to give you an idea, so clearly in the past 3 years, I'm willing to bet that someone made improvements, and that's why this price went from $165 to $549. Talk about somebody trying to come up with a lick. Okay. So what I'm gonna do though, I want to see what the rents are for sale. Let's just do that zip code. So this is an interesting area. I know this area a little bit, so, it's interesting. So we're looking at this house that we saw. The apartments are all 1 bedroom, 1 bath. So let's go back. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, $750. Okay, let's see. We got a $699, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, $699. This actually looks very similar to the multifamily that we're looking at. So we're looking at about $700, $750. So the rates are actually not that low from what is currently being charged at this particular apartment complex. So talk about market rents. This is why your due diligence is so important. So generally speaking, for this particular area and neighborhood, you're not going to be able to increase your rent that much without forcing appreciation, and you may have to eat that for a little bit, because this is what the rents in this area are generally charging. And you're also going to have to make considerable improvements. So $700 is not that crazy to be paying for a 1 bedroom, 1 bath in this particular area, which means you ideally would not be wanting to increase it that much if that's not what the market calls in this particular neighborhood. So once again, even if we were to do the $700, even if we were to do the $700 instead of the $649, it's not going to make that big of a difference. So all in all, 700 times 6 is $4,200 a month in revenue. It still should be making, at this price, $5,499, which means we're almost $1,500 short. So you got 2 options. One, you could put in a disrespectful offer, which I'm not opposed to disrespectful offers. So if you need an agent that's willing to write some offers that are well under listing price, I'm your girl. Come holla at me. Because listen, the worst thing they can do is say no. And we're in the exact same position that we were in before we submitted that paperwork. But they just might say yes. So you can put in an offer for less in order to make your numbers work, or you can move on to the next deal. Your choice. The choice is always yours. You have options. So if you want to know how to break down a deal, what you should be looking at, this is just one of a million ways real quick to be able to do that. I hope you enjoy this. Make sure please like and share the video, subscribe. Until next time, run your numbers. See you at the closing table. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to another insightful episode of Aid to Assets. Remember, your journey from 9 to 5er to successful real estate investor is within reach. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep investing in your future. If you'd like to know more, connect with me on Instagram at Aid to Assets. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Until next time, happy investing.